Hello, guys. Hello. No, come here. Poppy's like, why are you sitting there? You never sit there. All righty, guys. Hello. Simply Grace and Grit. So I posted this morning about a booking blitz. And I know that we have a lot of new team members on here and a lot of people who've probably never done a booking blitz, and we haven't talked about in detail how to do one recently. So I just wanted to come live and give y'all some booking blitz tips, why we do them, how they work, what you do, all of those things. So I do have some notes in my lap, so that's what I'll be looking at. But a booking blitz is really just a time set aside for you to intentionally ask people to party. So we are in a party plan business. Party planning on our side means that we're using a party to meet other customers. If you're not interested in partying, honestly, this just may not be the business for you, and that's okay. But party planning is pretty much having one host. So we want our parties to have a different host other than ourselves. And we use those parties to not only reward our hosts, but to meet new people and grow our customer base, okay? So a party can look any type of way. So when I say party and you think of a certain thing, we need to broaden that thought, okay? Because a lot of times when people say party, they think the old school, go into someone's house, everyone's sitting down and listening to a lecture for an hour. Partying has changed and evolved a lot in the last 10 to 20 years. And a party can look so many different ways. So for me, my specialty is Facebook parties. I call them scent shops or scent events. And I do them all on Facebook. There are bag parties. There are still in-home parties that can look so many different ways. You can sit and lecture for an hour if that's your thing and it works for you. Awesome. But whenever I do an in-home party, I do it more of an open house, come and go as you want, come sniff, very laid back type of event. It can be a text party, an email party, a bag party. There is no limit to what a party looks like. The only thing that a party has to have is a host that is not you. And one of the perks of being a consultant is that we can double dip as the host. So we like to call those catch-all parties where you always have a link open on your website, because that is a perk of being a consultant, but also that can't be the base of your business. We can't just always be collecting orders and putting them under a party for us to get rewards. We really need to use partying in the sense of what it's meant for, which is to meet new people and grow your business, okay? So a booking, that's the first thing you need to figure out, is what kind of parties you're open to doing, what you want to offer. You need to know already, especially if you're a new consultant, what are some of the first types of parties I want to try. Having that in mind can be, you have to have something in mind. So a lot of times people want to do the online parties. Sometimes people want to do the in-home. I'll tell you that an in-home party it's hard to fail at those, because our products really do sell themselves. And if there's people in person that can smell and feel and experience our products, they're going to sell themselves. Facebook parties are a little harder, in my opinion, as far as getting the sale, but they're so much more convenient. And that is one of the most important things in my business, is the convenience of me still working a business and still being around and available for my family. That's why I chose Scentsy. So I really try and stay true to that. And I do offer in-home parties, but the bulk of my business is Facebook parties. So long-winded answer on that, but figure out what kind of party you want to offer, okay? In a booking blitz, like I said, it is a time that you are setting aside to really focus on filling your calendar. So you need to go ahead and you need to make your list of people who you want to ask. And the booking blitz I posted this morning, it kind of gives you a structure of how to run it, especially if you've never done one. I want you to make a list of 20 people, 20 different people. And then once you have your list of 20, then I want you to set your timer for 15 minutes. And I want you to get through as many people as you want. If you don't get through all your 20, that's okay. Maybe you can set time aside later to finish that list, or maybe you have more than 15 minutes. And you're just going to go through the list and get it done as you can. I will say, set some kind of timer so you're not in the middle of asking, getting distracted by scrolling or text messages or whatever it may be. Setting that timer really does help you be intentional with the time that you're spending doing it, okay? So, the Blitz part of a booking Blitz is literally just sending multiple messages at once. Usually we suggest that I suggest that you send about 10 messages at a time, but during a booking Blitz, the whole point of it is that it's not going to take a bunch of your time. So sending 20 at a time, not necessarily a copy and paste message. Make it personable to them, use their name, maybe something that's going on in their life, if they haven't ordered in a while, if they have ordered recently, putting in a blurb that makes it personal to them, and going that extra mile to make it personal can be the difference in getting some parties booked. So they don't know it's a copy and paste. We don't want a copy and paste message to people. The booking Blitz and any kind of booking that you're doing, asking people to party, we are always, if you don't hear anything else I say today, always going for the no. We are going for the no. And I say that because no's are going to be a part of your business. And if you're not getting no's, it's because you're not asking. It's because you're not working. Okay. And so we really have to normalize that no. It's normal for you to get no's. It's normal that people are going to ignore you. Okay. Unfortunately, that's the business we're in. Okay. And once you get to the point where a no doesn't bother you or an ignore doesn't affect you in any way, that's when things are going to boom in your business, because you're not letting those no's affect you in a way to make you stop. Okay. I have said for a long time, I ask so many people, I don't even know who says no. I don't even know who ignores me. I don't even know who opens my message and doesn't respond, because I'm asking so many people that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. So, we're going for the no. If you're getting no's, that means you're working. You will live. I promise. It may not feel great, but like I said, the more you do it, the more no's you get, the more normalizing that no is going to be. But no, there is a yes out there. Okay. We have to go for the no's to get the yeses. So I want you to have your list of 20 people, and I want you to have your dates ready to go of when you can party. So again, depending on what type of party you are offering, I know that I offer my parties weekly. So I like to do one a week. I always do that. I always give myself a thumbs up. I like to do one a week. So I know that my dates are Mondays. And I have 2 parties booked for this month. One starts at the end. I think it's like the 28th is a Monday. But I want to have 4 parties this week, and I don't have one booked for this week. So I may double up on one of those weeks, because I like to have at least one, on average, one a week. Okay. So I want you to have your dates ready of when you're available to party. You don't want them waiting on you. You want the conversation to always be in their court. Okay. And doing a booking Blitz is really good, like once a month in your business. So we are always looking to ask people about hosting. So if they're saying they love something, if you are in a conversation and you're like, you know what, she'd be a really good host. Yeah, we're doing that. But the booking Blitz once a month is really just in short, intentional time on booking. So who to ask? This is where people get hung up, because they're like, well, I've already asked everyone. No one wants to party. All those negative statements. Yes, those are negative statements that we're not saying anymore. I've already asked everyone. No one wants to party. La, 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 la. I don't know. I'm sure y'all can come up with more. But you haven't asked everybody. People do want to party because people are partying currently. And we're not telling ourselves that's a negative things. People do want to party with you. People do want free Scentsy. People do want half price rewards. People do want to get together with their friends. People do want to support you. Okay. So I want you to, if you find yourself saying something negative or thinking something negative, you got to take the time to cut it out. and you're the only one that can do that because it's your mind and your brain. So here is who I asked for my 20, because I made my list this morning that I'm going to ask after I get off of this call. But I started with my host from last year. So this may not be helpful for our new people, but anyone who hosted last spring and summer is on my list that I haven't talked to yet. Side note, one thing I have started to do is when someone does host with me, at the end of their party, I go ahead and get them on the books for the next catalog, 6 months. Okay. So that is something that I have started to do, but I haven't always done that. So the first few people on my list are hosts that hosted last spring and summer. Okay. I also asked people who haven't ordered in a while. So I went to my contacts tab, and you can actually go in your workstation contacts tab, and then under the last purchase, you can pick and choose what dates to run that from, and you can see who hasn't ordered since then. So if people haven't ordered since last spring and summer, maybe they're a spring summer girly and they need a refill. Whatever dates you want to do for that, that's fine. I would say at least, well, if you're really trying to prioritize people who haven't ordered in a while, I'd go back at least 3 months. So by the last purchase date is what you're going to want to do in your contacts tab. Scentsy Connect app. Okay, so we haven't talked about this a lot, but there is a lot of information on our workstation. We do have a free app that Scentsy has made for us, and it makes following up so easy because it tells you exactly who you should be following up with. So use that Scentsy Connect app, go to the App Store, download it. It's going to connect to your workstation. You're going to log into it just like you do with your workstation, and it's going to tell you exactly who you should be following up with. Right? So use that app and go and follow up with those people. And during that follow-up, I want you to ask them if they're interested in hosting. Okay. So, that's where I got my 20 people. Now for our newer people, maybe you don't even have 20 people in your workstation for your contacts. Okay. That was going to be my next thing. If you don't have a huge contacts section yet, I want you to go through your VIP page. I want you to go through any of your Scentsy posts and see who's interacting with them. I want you to see who is watching your stories. And I want you to reach out to them one-on-one, okay? Especially people who are in your VIP group. If they have accepted that invitation to come into your group and be a customer of yours, maybe they've never even bought from you. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they want to host a party and get it for free. Okay, I want you to ask them. I want you to put them on your list. I lost my train of thought. So, how you're going to ask them, it's going to be up to you how you do it. I would say the simpler the better. The shorter the better. The shorter the message is always the better. And you can say things like, so for my host from last year, I'm going to make that specific to them. So I'm going to say, hey, Susie Q, I know it's been a year since you hosted with me, but I would love to get you some more free and half price rewards. Can I get you on the calendar? Or I have April 14th available. Does that work for you? That's what I'm going to say. Those are some tips that you can use. You can ask if they're interested. In your message, I always suggest ending it with a question so they feel inclined to answer you. Don't say things like, let me know. Don't leave it in a way that they don't really need to answer you. The most success I have found is providing a date and asking if that works for them. Because if they're past hosts specifically, I know they've hosted before. They've had fun. They've gotten free rewards. They know how it works. They know what to expect. So that's kind of an easy ask for me. Maybe it's not the right time for them. Maybe they respond and they say, I'm just too busy right now. That's when I'm going to offer a text party, an email party, or even just a shopping link. Okay, no issues. Can I set you up a shopping link for you to text out to 10 people? I think it is at 8 6-packs that gets you a party now. So 8 people who need I don't even know the math on that, but math it out. How many people need to get a 6-pack of wax for them to get a party? Okay. and offer that up to them. You could also say things like, especially if you're new, hey, I'm trying to get my business up and going. I would love for you to host a party with me and help me get things started. Or you could even say things like, I'm trying a new party outline. Would you be interested in helping me? In return, you can get free and have price rewards. In a booking blitz, you're messaging people one-on-one. So you can offer personal specials if you want to. You can use that perpetual party reward to your advantage to offer them something with a qualifying party. Yeah, and that's what I got for you. So if you're in, I want you to go to my post this morning. I want you to say that you're in, and then I want you to share your conversations. I will share some of mine. I usually share them if they respond. Again, know that you're going to get ignored and know that you're going to get a no. And so that way, when you get a yes, it's just that much more exciting. So if you have any questions about a booking blitz, how it works, what to expect, let me know. Reach out to me or your director, and we will be happy to help you. The partying is what we got to get back to consistently for those booming businesses. So have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you guys soon.